Welcome to Motivational Moment. I'm Coach Rosa Smith-Montanaro, your training and workshop coordinator with RochesterWorks. We are focusing on cornerstones of health for you this month. We've talked about sleep. We talked about gut health. This week we'll talk a little bit about nutrition. Now, my background has been wellness, and I even wrote a book about wellness and weight management and the mind-body connection. So I know a little bit about the topic. And what we'll talk about today is nutrition. And nutrition is really, really important to the cornerstone of health. And we really, in our country, we eat way too much fast food, way too much processed foods. And we want to focus on nutrient-dense foods. We want to find ways to balance our macronutrients, because when we do this with nutrient-dense foods and the proper combination of macronutrients, we are reducing inflammation, it's supporting our cellular function, and we are helping to protect ourselves against, diseases, chronic diseases. So, and we're helping with, if we're prone to be diabetic, we're managing the insulin levels and managing cortisol levels, which is what contributes to stress. So a few things I'm going to ask you to do this week is, first, to integrate nutrient-dense foods in your diet. Nutrient-dense foods are things like whole grains, something that's loaded with nutrition, not necessarily empty calories. So, for example, when you eat, let's say, some vegetables, leaf green, kale is a good example, spinach, a lot of vegetables, different colored vegetables. Well, those are loaded. Spinach is loaded with iron, right? Kale has all kinds of nutrients. There's fiber in that. There's also potassium in a lot of those foods. When you have the right combination of really healthy foods, so whole grains that are not white flour, white sugar, they're crunchy. They have some substance to them. They still have the fiber in them. Your body has to work to digest this and extract the nutrients. Those are the type of foods you want to bring into your body. And those are nutrient-dense foods. And what happens is that your body is satisfied with these foods. It's not empty calories. If you eat a donut for breakfast, you're starving an hour later. But if you have, like eggs and avocado and whole grain toast, you actually are satisfied for a number of hours. So lean proteins and healthy fats. Now, avocados are loaded with potassium. They're loaded with good fats, essential fatty acids, just like fish is. So there's a lot of really good foods you could be eating, and think about nutrient-loaded foods. Stay away from processed foods, and please stay away from fast foods. Now, the next trick, the tip and strategy is to be present when you're eating, to be mindful, to chew slowly, to pay attention to your meal, to listen to your body's signal for hunger. I like to say, if you listen to your body on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 is famished, 10 is stuffed. Well, you feed it when you're like at a 2 or a 3. You're not starving, so you have control still. And you stop when you're at like a 6 or a 7. You don't go to full. If you go to full, you feel logy and uncomfortable. You don't wait till you're starving, because you'll overeat. You want to have a sense of satisfaction. You want to be satisfied. And so be present when you're eating. Be mindful. Chew slowly. When you're chewing slowly, your saliva has enzymes in it that are breaking down the foods. There's enzymes in our stomach as well that are breaking down foods. And different foods break down differently in the body. Some foods will break down in the intestinal system. Some will break down as you're chewing them. Some will break down after a while in the gut. They take longer. And so that's why it's really good to be present and enjoy your food, and to chew slowly and chew thoroughly. And then the third piece of nutrition is proper hydration. You need to drink a lot of healthy, clean water, preferably at room temperature. It's cold, too cold water, it does disrupt the enzymes in the stomach lining. But clean water, good, healthy, clean water. I would use a water filter. or some spring water. I know you don't have to go out of your way to pay a ton of money for water. A lot of places have filterizations in them. And I'm always at the gym. I just load up before I leave my big cup with water, and you sip on it, put a little lemon in there. Hydration is critical to your health. Very, very important to your health. Keeps your skin moist. Our brain functions best when it's hydrated. It's like, is it 75% water? It's pretty high, as well as our bodies. Those cells will thrive on clean water. Studies have shown that people that live to be over 100 in a very healthy manner, it isn't that they're eating like the best foods on the planet, but a lot of them are drinking really clean water. They live near clean water sources, and they have good water that they're ingesting. So it's helpful. So this week I'm going to ask you to shoot for your 8 glasses of 8-ounce glasses of water every day. Hydrate, be mindful, think about nutrient-rich foods. I hope this was helpful. I know this is different than what we normally talk about, but you are a whole being, your mind, your spirit, your body. And we can't just take care of a job. If you don't have the health and the well-being, you won't be successful at the job. And so health needs to be a priority. So thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you in some of our workshops. Do connect with me on LinkedIn and on social media, like our page, and share our videos. Thank you for joining us.